My childhood, was so happy. Like there wasn't a place I would rather have grown up.
This community was amazing. It was awesome. I mean, we could roam the hills, we could play in the creek. You know, the creek was my backyard.
It was plays and programs and dances and community celebrations. There were all these artistic expressions available to us.
This town is on the other side of the Zion Mountains, on the border of Hilldale, Utah, and Colorado City, Arizona. It is just stunning, but yet beauty is only so deep there.
When Rulon Jeffs had his stroke in about 1998, Warren Jeffs had taken over. Things that were suggested and encouraged before kind of became mandatory. And then they started really becoming a lot more strict on things like language and whether or not we could dance.
Evil powers gain control over us when we are having fun, when we relax our prayers.
He started saying we couldn't wear certain colors and patterns. Women had to wear their hair certain ways.
Warren just slowly controlled everything by information. You couldn't have the internet, no TVs, you couldn't travel, you couldn't be educated, and he'd always bring in some sort of revelation of why you couldn't do it.
The Lord has a message through me. He will not protect an unclean people. And if you set a bad example, one day in the day of judgment, you will have to pay for it.
At that point, you realize he's just down there playing around. Let's see what they'll do next.
Warren stood up in church and announced that they needed to shut down the public schools because we had to associate with apostates too much. That was, two things that were really horrifying to me. First of all, that we had to shun and hate, which was not part of our religion, and that we were going to deprive children of schooling, which was really, really troubling to me.
Keeping sweet is an exertion to remain clean and pure. And if you're not keeping sweet, then you're not pure. You purify your heart by first cleaning up your mind.
One of the things that growing up in this community was pretty sacrosanct was the family. That was one of the big changes that Warren started to make, just taking women away from a man that he was trying to punish. And he would give women to a man that he was rewarding, destroying family units that way.
You ladies belong to the prophet, as far as the Lord placing you where you belong.
He really kind of set himself up as God.
Any feelings against your priesthood head is death to you. This is the law of God through the prophet to this people now.
Uncle Warren was just like his father. They were just genuine, concerned, loving people. I don't know what else to say. I mean, that's my truth, and I'll hold to it.
The church and Warren and the other church authorities were bombarded with lawsuits.
All the court cases, all the subpoenas, and him thinking he's above the law. Finally, the people are going to see this man for who he really is. Oh no. They twisted the story of just like Joel Smith. They're persecuting the prophet.
The day that Uncle Warren was arrested, it was like a very sinking feeling, extreme sadness. Why would they do that to us? Why? What are they trying to do? He's done nothing wrong.
I know him personally, and I know that it's just not him. He didn't do it.